Yesterday's NBA trade deadline fireworks show means we've now got to reevaluate the Eastern Conference. We dealt with the Nets and Sixers earlier in the show. What about the other top contenders like the Bucks and the Heat? Kendrick Perkins back with me. Perk, rank the East for me right now.
See, Max, is hard. You know what? I'm going to give the nod, the number one seat, the number one to the Miami Heat, them goons from Dade County. I think they have, the best defensive team in the league. They have enough shooting. Number two, I'm going with the 76ers. Best duo in the NBA, James Harden and the big Philly, Joel Embiid. At number three, I'm going with the defending champs, the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis, the most dominant player in the league. But I think the loss of P.J. Tucker may hurt him. I know they got Serge Ibaka, but I don't know how much of an impact he's going to be or what Serge they're going to get. At number four, I'm going with the Chicago Bulls. When you think about DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Big Vucevic, and you get Alex Caruso and Ball back. I love that team. I love their chemistry. Kobe White has been playing well off the bench. And at number five, I'm going with the Brooklyn Nets. And it was kind of hard for me to put them at number five, the way that they've been playing. I just don't know how that's going to turn out. I really don't trust Steve Nash. He hasn't showed me nothing yet. And so that's my top five in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, I want to start bottom up because I disagree with this list. Number one, D'Antoni not being there I think is a big underrated factor. D'Antoni with Harden, they seem to know what they were doing. He's not there. Nash is inexperienced as a coach. But Perk, Joe Harris had a disastrous playoff series last year, right? James Harden wasn't even playing. Just KD and Kyrie were giving Milwaukee the business. Milwaukee wound up winning the title. They were getting crushed by that Nets team, and now they add Ben Simmons and for shooting Seth Curry. But why do you have him five?
Because, at the rate that they're going right now, Max, just think about it. They're at the eighth seed. We don't know when Kevin Durant is coming back. We don't know when Kevin Durant is coming back. Kyrie can't play home games. So
right, but they get a road court advantage if they're the eighth seed.
Yeah, but Max, they're going to have to be in the play-in first. How about that?
These Nets get healthy. They're worried about a play-in game against who? All right, wait.
Anything could happen.
I want to move on. I like what the Bucks put together. They remind me a bit of the Suns. You and I agreed on the Suns 2 years before last season started. Yeah. The Bulls did some stuff that reminded me of what the Suns did a little bit, but I don't see them getting out of the East. I want to look at the Heat, though. Do you think, in ranking them first, that Jimmy Butler can be the best player on a team that gets to the finals, because we're talking about getting out of the East, or is it just an issue where that's not really an issue because of their depth? They have so many quality players.
Well, here's the thing, Max. He doesn't have to be that type of guy in order for the Heat to get out of the East. You know why? This team reminds me a lot of the 2004 Detroit Pistons, where they just didn't have one superstar, but they done it collectively. When you think about Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Lindsey Hunter. This is what the Heat got. On top of that, they got culture. On top of that, they got the best coach in the game in Eric Spoelstra. When you talk about making in-game adjustments, please. And then when you talk about their defensive lineup, when you talk about guys like Jimmy Butler, Bam, who could guard 1 through 5, you look at P.J. Tucker, who they stole from the Milwaukee Bucks, and then you add along a Kyle Lowry, Mr. Charge, taker himself. Come on now, Max. I don't see how. And then Tyler Hero, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I hear you. I just remind you that the 2004 Pistons, probably the greatest defensive team in the history of American team sports. I know pace was slower back then, but they were routinely holding the best teams in the league to under 70 points. And if the Heat can do that, my hat's off to them. If they can be one of the greatest defensive teams of all time. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.